Before this video starts, I want to say some things first. The photos and the music are royalty free, meaning you can use them on YouTube videos without a fear of content strike. I provided the links in the description below. Second, I do indeed use my Facebook page, so don't be afraid to like it up if you want to follow these videos around. Third, the guest channel will be in the description below, if not said otherwise in the video. If you have any questions, remarks or suggestions, don't be shy and type it out. Any help is really appreciated and noted. Now let's not marinate time and move on with the video. Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Interview with the YouTuber. My name is Mandagusis, and I will be your host for today. I have been joined today by a very interesting guest. He is smart, he is good looking, and he comes from a country whose accent makes the girls' bottoms wet. Everyone, don't be lazy and give a round of applause to the one and only Wadism. Hello Wadism, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm dashing, thank you. Yourself?
Feeling anything nervous?
No, just chilling.
Okay, good to know. Shall we begin?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So first and foremost, could you introduce yourself to the people who are watching this video and do not know who you are?
Yeah, sure. I'm Wadism. Most people just refer to me as Nick, which is quite interesting because that's my first name. But yeah, no, I've been making gaming videos for almost a year now. Started off, well, I'm originally a music producer, but I've always had a soft spot for gaming, so I figured I'd sort of incorporate a bit of that, and it sort of just took over really. So yeah, been doing that for about a year now, and yeah, it's going well. It's going well. Got a good bunch of guys as well, so yeah, got a good little group going on together, and yeah, it's fun.
Why Wadism? Why the name Wadism?
So I did talk about this in one of my podcasts actually. This is my second name is Ward, like W-A-R-D, and I just misspelled it one day. Like I missed out the R, and I just thought, ah, there we go. And I chucked an ism on the end of it, and that's it. Like that's literally it. There's no sort of deeper meaning or anything like that. You know, it was just a spelling error really, and yeah, probably one of my better spelling errors, definitely.
Well, maybe the spelling error will just drive to something really big one day. Okay.
With any luck.
The core question would be, and to be honest, the most interesting one for all the YouTubers, is why did you start making YouTube videos?
Well, why not? It's a hobby, really. I mean, to be honest, when I was about 13, 14, that's when I first started doing it. I mean, I was making Call of Duty montages at the time when I was like, yeah, I was about 12, 13, that sort of age. So I learned to edit and everything back then, like how to use Photoshop, you know, all that stuff back then. Then obviously, like, education took over, you know, you just want to finish your studies and stuff like that. Never really got back into it, and then after that I got into music, so again I didn't really pick it up. It was only really like sort of when I started to, I was like, I wanted to do a music channel basically, and obviously I've still got the editing software, so I knew how to do it all. Booted that back up, and I did that for about 6 months, almost a year to be fair, and then you know, I got into gaming at that point as well, and I thought, oh, you know, I'll test out my skills again and sort of you know, see if I've still got it, and did a few videos without like any talking or anything like that in, and it was just sort of like just some funny sort of little clips from Battlefield 1. I used to be quite a big player in that, and yeah, in the end it sort of just, I thought, oh, you know, I could probably make something a bit better with this, and then obviously from there I've got a group together and we've started playing stuff together, and you know, we get out pretty much, well, all of us individually get about 2 videos a week out now, so yeah, it's just, you know, that's pretty much where that come from really. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing it, you know, quite a while, so it's a hobby more than anything really. You know, I've never really seen, like, obviously it's a small channel at the minute, so it's not going to make any revenue anyway, but like even in that aspect, like I've never seen it as primarily that. It is more just a hobby that I do in my spare time, you know. Like, I mean, I work a full-time job, so that is that's pretty much my life, you know. I'm 21 years old, but yeah, that like I said, it's just a hobby, like music is, you know. It's just something I enjoy, yeah, on the side. So yeah,
I can say myself, I am a musician. I finished music school, so
okay, yeah, cool, yeah, nice.
As for your videos, your channel mainly consists of gaming-related material. However,
yeah.
With the small chat beforehand, and even now, you said you're a musician too. But why there are more gaming videos rather than music videos?
It's a good question. I mean, it was primarily music when I started the channel.
Could you name your song, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, well, it was a lot. To be honest, it was more promotion for other people. I put my own stuff on there sometimes, but I mean, one video that did particularly well, I forgot the name of it. That's so bad. But yeah, essentially, it was a promotion channel for just other musicians. You know, I'd sort of just go on like SoundCloud, check out some of the stuff on my list, and be like, oh, you know, that sounds nice. Obviously, check I can upload it and everything. I mean, no one's going to say no to free promotion. You know, yeah. I mean, that's how it started really. And again, it was just because of how I was editing the video. I thought, oh, there must be more I can do with this, you know. I mean, I've always been a big gamer anyway, so I just thought, apply it and see what happens. And you know, I've not got bored of it yet, so still here.
As for work, do you work mostly alone or with your friends?
With friends, definitely. Like I said, I'm in a full-time job, so I get 2 days off a week, and conveniently, they're the 2 days that everyone can do. So there's 5 of us currently. We've got me. The first one I made friends with was Mr. Biohazard, Kyle. I just saw his videos on YouTube. I was just like, oh, do you want to, you know, work on something sometime? You know, maybe get a couple of videos or something. Because he used to do Battlefield as well. Well, he still does. That's how I found him. So I was doing the same stuff at the same time. And from there, he brought his friend in, Chemo, or Jake. And then from there, Dread Rocks and Savage Scott, they found my channel through a forum. So yeah, it's just 5 of us at the minute. I mean, who knows? I mean, we could have more in the future, but yeah, for the moment, it's just the 5 of us. You know, we have sessions as and when we can. Usually, like I said, it's usually twice a week, sometimes 3 if we can manage. Obviously, time zones differentiate as well because you got a couple of Australians, so that completely messes with the whole time schedule. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it does sort of work nicely at the moment. It has done for the last 6 months. You know, we pretty much. Well, I don't think we've missed a session in 6 months, which is fun. But yeah, I mean, so some weeks, some people will miss a session, but I mean, that's, you know, life's always going to get in the way somehow. Yeah, so yeah, yeah. I mean, I would like to do more stuff on my own, I think, but I mean, as a group, I think we're funnier than I would be on my own. Like, I've got quite a few ideas to go through, to be fair, but again, I enjoy, I think, playing with my friends more than I do on my own. But I mean, we'll see. You know, there's plenty of, I mean, it's a lot of room for maneuver. I don't think that's an expression. A lot of room for, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with it, though. You know, so there is room to make changes and you know, put some different stuff up from time to time.
And if you were to work alone, what would you do? Like, what was your idea of working?
That's the thing. It would probably be the same sort of stuff, to be honest. I think what I'm doing, it works better with a group. A lot of it, obviously, with video games, the best bit is playing with friends a lot of the time. I mean, if I were to do stuff on my own, it would probably be like single-player games and playthroughs and stuff like that. I mean, I'm quite into football as well, so a lot of the football YouTubers you see, where they do stuff alone, they also do stuff with a group. But if I were to do stuff like that, I think it would sort of be similar sort of stuff. But again, I mean, like I said, I've got a lot of ideas. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see hopefully some of them over the next year or so, yeah.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that. What do your parents, friends, or your lady, if you have one, think or say about your hobby of making videos?
Most of them don't know. I don't know. I'm quite. I don't know. Like I said, no one really knows. I've not really told anyone other than sort of, you know, people I've got on here. I don't know why. It just never really sort of seemed like something that I could. I don't know. I feel like it would be quite judgmental. You know, people would be like, oh, what, you know, why are you doing that? It's sort of just, well, I mean, I enjoy it, so do you know what I mean? I think it's one of them. But yeah, I just, you know, never really felt the need to go over it with anyone. Yeah, I don't know why. You know.
Will you ever say to your parents that, hey, parents, I'm making YouTube videos? So.
Ask me that question again, 1 million subs.
So, you said it before, but do you currently live off making videos, or do you have a real job? If so,
real job, yeah.
What you do for the living?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I work in a music shop, so it ties in with music anyway. So yeah, I just work in a guitar shop 5 days a week. I've done for 3 years now. I mean, I've only got, well, as this video is being recorded, about 109 subs. So no, like, you know, it's not even enough to make the boundary for monetization. Which, like I said, again, it's not the main purpose of it. I mean, obviously, if it does get to that point, I'm never going to say no, you know. But it is, I think now it's a career where it's got such a short lifespan, you know, like one video can either make or break your entire channel. You know, all it takes is one small mistake. I mean, we've seen what's happened, like PewDiePie, for example. Obviously, he's still massive, but the whole thing with Disney, you know, that took a lot of a hit on him, I think. So it does show how, I think, if you have got that status on this platform, how valuable it can be, which is why I think so many people want to do it. Bear in mind, a lot of people only see the good side of it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm doing a job that I enjoy, so it's at the same time as that, it is sort of like, this is more of a relaxing sort of thing. So I can come home from like a day at work and just focus on something else that's not music. Whether or not that's affected music career, that's a different question. It is all feels quite nicely, I think, yeah.
But if you had an option, would you change your job to YouTube? That means, would you become a YouTuber if given the chance?
I think so, yeah. It's weird because I'm not very organised, but I've managed to upload 2 days a week on the same days for almost a year exactly. I think I'll be able to manage it well. Yeah, I think I'll be able to manage it. I've got such a hectic scheduling routine, but it's worked. So I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the way I see it, I mean, I work in retail, which obviously it can be stressful. Whereas with this, I mean, you might have some good days and some bad days where you're not sort of particularly feeling like recording or whatever. But at the same time, it's a fun job. I think that's why so many people want to do it, because there's so much choice with it and there's so many paths it can take you now. With that in mind though, obviously a full-time job's going to be more reliable, I suppose, and you're going to have more security with it. So it's difficult to tell. I think it's too early to tell anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think probably if it come to it, I'd definitely go with the channel, you know.
The problem with people that want to do YouTube as a job is that they only see the good stuff, but they don't see all the the bad things that your job place usually does for you.
Yeah.
Where do you get all of your ideas for your videos?
To be honest, I mean, anything that's not in a game usually is stuff I've sort of been planning for some time and just never really had either the confidence or the time to do. I mean, a year ago, I was saying this to someone recently, if a year ago you told me that I'd be filming my face talking, I'd have punched you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not something I'd see myself doing. And then in the last 2 months or so, every time I've seen a camera, I've just sort of made direct contact, just like, oh, hi there. It's definitely helped my confidence in that way. But I mean, back to the main point of the question, I mean, a lot of it in the games is improvised. You know, that's the best thing about it, because some days you might not have a brilliant session, but you'll get a couple of laughs out of it. But like every couple of weeks or so, you'll just have a session that's everyone's cracking up, everyone's on top form. You know, it's just a generally a good time, and they're my favourite ones to edit, because if I'm laughing at my own video, then, and I've heard them jokes countless times because of editing, then chances are that, or the way I see it at least, someone else will laugh at it, and that's the main thing really. If someone else has taken enjoyment out of something I make, then that's all I'm really looking for, to be fair. I mean, the why anyone would carry on watching is something completely different, but yeah, I'm just glad it's still going, really.
Well, of course, as many people say, why on earth publish something you don't really like or doesn't make you laugh?
Yeah.
As speaking of this, have you ever thought about becoming a comedian?
No, not really. I mean, I watch a lot of stand-up, to be fair, but I've never, like, I'm not witty. Oh, well, I don't know, I like to think I'm quite witty. Probably not now, thinking about it, but I think the problem with being a comedian is I might say something that someone won't like, and again, that'll probably end my career. I don't know, it's a job I'd like to do, but I don't think I'd have the either confidence or the memory to do it, because bear in mind, comedians do, like stand-up comedians at least, have their entire show memory mapped from one bit to the next. I mean, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, so probably not.
Yeah, I can really relate to that. But as you said before, you said you would punch yourself if you heard it 1 year before.
Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So no one knows what can be the next year.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Okay, that would round up mostly everything related to the technical video related stuff I asked. And now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to ask you some questions about everyday you.
Yeah, sure.
So let's start it simple and ask, what is your normal routine if you have, and if not, what do you do usually during the day?
As in days off or at work?
Well, you can say your normal work day and the day off.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, on a work day, I wake up at like 7:30, 8ish, drive to work, just work till home time, come home, and then obviously depending on what day it is, I'll either come home, do editing, or I'll see my girlfriend or play football, which I do. Well, I played 5-side, 6-side for the last 3 years, so yeah, depending on what day it is, I'll do that. But yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of time just chilling out, to be fair. Like, if I'm not, I'll often, if I'm going to be editing, I'll binge it completely. I'll just do like 3 videos in a day, and you know, they're done then, so I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, that's I don't know, I haven't really got a normal day planned, to be fair. I just sort of make it up as I go along, really. I sort of just think, oh, where should I go tonight? And, you know, depending on what day it is, I'll just go either to football or girlfriend's or my dad's or home or whatever. And, you know, if I've got stuff to do, I'll do it. Yeah, it's different every day. I mean, on my days off, I'll wake up 9-ish, I guess. So not the lay-ins I used to have when I was a teenager, where I'd be in bed till like 2 in the afternoon. Wake up again because of the time zone between us and the Australians. I sort of it's easier to get up earlier because then you've got much more of a session time. So yeah, wake up sort of 9-ish, just jump straight on the computer, see what's going on. If no one's on, I'll do a bit of editing or just watch some videos, just get some ideas. Yeah, play around. And then Wednesdays I have studio sessions. Well, at every other at the minute, but yeah, pretty much every Wednesday is a studio session with my mate, which you saw in the vlog. And yeah, we just go there, make music, and go from there. Really, that's Wednesdays. Yeah. Pizzas usually. That was Wednesdays. I mean, Mondays pretty much the same without the studio session. So yeah, just depending on who's about. I mean, yeah, it's pretty chill, really.
As a side and a funny note, could you comment about the pizza you had and you didn't like? Why did you?
Oh, I did like it. It beat me, and that annoyed me. I eat, well, no, I don't eat a fair bit of pizza, but pizza is one of my favourites, and it frustrated me because I know it's good and I want to eat it, but at the same time, I'm annoyed with it because it's made me full. Yeah, but no, it was good though. It was you know, I had sides as well, so that's why I just filled up on the sides beforehand. That's details. Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies out of YouTube? Also, as a musician, what instruments do you play with?
Oh, to be honest, I'm more DJ production than any instrument. I mean, I've sort of started learning bass really lately. Yeah, I mean, I'm always sort of whittling about the keyboards at work and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of it is more production. So in short, I'm good with computers. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of the sort of dance music really, so production for that. So just making music really. I picked that up when I was about 13, 14, so about the same time that I used to do, like start doing the YouTube stuff. But the reason I got into that was because I had video editing software like Sony Vegas. I saw that obviously because of how you lay the videos out on there and how you edit them, it's quite similar to music software. So I just downloaded a few sort of loops and stuff like that, put them into Sony Vegas and thought, wow, brilliant, I'm making music. Obviously, I've got some of the sound files somewhere in it. They're never getting dug out. No matter how much anyone pays me, we're never finding them. Yeah, I mean, that's what started that. And then I got into proper software and sort of spent a good 4 or 5 years on that from there. That's for the DJing stuff. I mean, that's what sort of got me into it mainly. And I've been doing that for, well, what year is it? 2018. So
2000,
yeah, about 8-9 years. Jesus, where was that time gone? Yeah, I've been doing that for about 8 years now. So but I mean, again, it's not something I do as much as I'd like to. Like, I can just jump on some decks and just go, but it's I don't get enough time to really sort of sit down and have a proper good mixing session, which is ironic because there's literally decks next to me. Yeah, I don't switch them on anywhere near as much. I might put that on the channel as well, actually. I might do that.
But have you ever tried like recording your own guitar music, or what instrument is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's more production, so I work a lot with synths and keyboards and stuff like that. But I mean, I'll write it more than anything. So it's I'm not sort of trained in any particular instrument, but I know how to like arrange and stuff like that, and you know, all the technical side of it. You know, like you get the people in the studio, like them people that sit behind the desk and just move the faders. That's pretty much me. You know, like I got a few different synths and stuff like that. And I think it's quite a complicated setup, but I can control them essentially through the computer and pick which notes I want and record them at the same time. Yeah, that's the bulk of what I do really. A lot of it is software now though. You don't really need instruments to get involved, and you don't really need a musical knowledge to do it either. That's the sort of glory of it these days, because you get so many people getting into music that have never even touched a guitar, you know. But that, I mean, that shows you the 21st century in action, you know.
Well, only other people can discuss whether the music without the instruments.
Yeah, that's true.
What is your dream or goal in life?
I don't know, to be honest. Again, I'm not really. I mean, I do think of the future, but I don't really sort of plan ahead. I just sort of take it as it comes. There's no point stressing over tomorrow's problems. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yes. But, do you have something that you really want to achieve during your lifetime? And by the way, how old are you?
21.
Oh, you're quite young.
Yeah, I've got some time, but the time is now. So yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty happy all the time. Anyway, that's the main thing you want, you know. I feel the more time I spend miserable, then the less time I've got to be happy. So yeah, as long as I'm happy, I think that's the main thing. You know, obviously, it'd be nice to have my own place and that one day, and sort of just, you know, live in the Hollywood Hills. But how realistic that is something else. But yeah, you know, it's just one of the things. If as long as I'm happy in 10 years and stable, you know, that's enough for me.
Fair enough. Okay, a random question time. This question is not anyhow related to anything I asked you before or by any kid.
Yep.
It is a completely random question, hence the name. If you were a fruit, what fruit would you like to be and why?
Food or fruit was that, sorry?
Fruit.
Fruit, okay. Ooh, that's a good one. Banana.
Why?
That's a good question. Oh, they're just funny shaped, aren't they? You know, you've got a bit of euphemism behind them as well. You can use them as a gun if you get in trouble.
As a gun.
Yeah, monkeys look funny with them. I mean, yeah, I've not really thought this answer through, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, think of the damage they do in Mario. They're pretty bad. So yeah, I'll be a banana. I think pretty cool. No one messes with me. I should do my own thing.
Okay, thank you for the answer. I hope it didn't really confuse you or pushed you out of the train of thought.
No.
For the remaining questions, I would like to ask you, how does it feel to get interviewed? Was it your first
time?
Have you been interviewed before?
I've never properly, like, not about myself, but like I was on, this is back in school, in college. We went up to London to the BFI, which is the British film industry. So there's a lot of, it's all about like cinema and sort of independent movie makers and stuff like that. Our teacher said, like, because we were allowed like an hour to just walk around South Bank there, which is like on the Thames, and our teacher was like, right, don't talk to anybody. And we were all like, okay, yeah, that's fine. She was like, you know, the school's reputation's on the line. Literally about 2 minutes after that lecture, wandered off, and this, I think it was Sky, the TV company, they approached me and my friends. They were like, oh, we're just doing a quick interview for some TV. We just want to get some opinions and some questions. So I was like, oh, okay, this is it. This is my big shot. This is my 5 minutes of fame. You know, they asked us a few questions like, oh, what sort of films do you like and stuff like that. And they asked us, what's are they between Benedict Cumberbatch and Idris Elba, like the two actors, which one would you pick? Like, who would win in a fight? And I went, I'd sort of panicked under the pressure, and part of me was like, well, obviously Benedict Cumberbatch looks like he's been made with spare parts in a factory, so he'd be pretty bad. But Idris Elba also looks like he could kill a man with one punch. So this is like, I'm panicking as I'm saying it at that point. And then obviously I come back and I'm like, oh no. I was like, miss, I sort of did an interview for Sky. She was like, oh no. But yeah, that was the first time I'd ever been, like, yeah, I've never been properly interviewed about myself. I was doing, actually, no, that's the lie. I was, me and my mate who I did music with, this is years ago when we were about 17. And we knew this guy that had just like a radio show, like an online radio show. It wasn't a big radio station. It wasn't, you know, it's a few viewers here and there. We did a mix for it and that. And he was like, oh, we're going to talk to them now. And we both just crumbled. Like, neither of us knew what to say, and it was so awkward because it's sort of like, if it was now, I would have just taken that and run with it. You know, I would have just answered the questions as I am now, just completely gone with it. But I couldn't say anything. I didn't know what to say, and it was, yeah, I think after that I was like, right, you know, you buck your ideas up, become a man. Yeah, I think since then I've not really had any problems, to be fair. But yeah, they're the only two times that really spring to mind. So yeah, it's pretty fun, to be fair. I mean, I sort of forget who I am, really, which is great. It's like one question, tell me about yourself, and I'm like, oh god, when was I born? So yeah.
Okay, so if you had a chance to get interviewed again, maybe a couple of years later from this conversation, and that time not through the internet, but rather go to some studio, sit on a fancy chair, and be on a spotlight for around about an hour, would you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Oh, sorry, carry on. I think I pretty much answered the question, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, well, you answered the question, so...
Oh, bingo! Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, that's the thing, because where we did the podcast on the channel once a month. You know, that's sort of like one big just talking session, really. So it's something I'd definitely be interested in. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so before asking the last question, I would like to turn the attention towards the crowd or the audience, to be polite.
Fair enough.
To everyone watching, thank you for sparing your precious time for this video. Please leave a comment if you would like to ask something Wadism yourself, or just leave your opinion on this video. His channel link should appear on the video right about now. Don't be shy and give his channel a visit. Maybe his content...
I like the reassurance in should.
Maybe this content will be your cup of tea. As for this video, a like or a dislike would also help a lot, not forgetting to mention the magical share button. With that, not only you will help me get more views on this video, allow me to interview more YouTubers around the globe, but also it would help WAD to become famous. After publishing this video, I will write a post on my page asking for you to name me a YouTuber and to write a random question for the following video. With that being said, I once again give all my attention to you, dear Wadism, and the final question from me to you would sound like this. What would you like to say to everyone watching this video?
Thank you for popping by. I'm glad I had the privilege to entertain you for however long this video may be. Yeah, stick around and sub to both channels, obviously. I don't know, I've never really been good at the whole plug thing. Like, I've only really sort of recently started to address audiences, you know. It's not something I've ever really thought of before. Yeah, if you are listening, if whoever you are out there, well done for getting this far, listening to my nasally drony voice. Yeah, thanks for stopping by and enjoy your day.
Well, your voice is certainly better than mine, but...
It's only because I'm speaking my native language. I can't count to 10 in French.
Well, I could say I know English better than my native language, so... Anyways, I would like to thank you for all your answers, and that you did join me today on this small interview.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
The only thing left to do is, of course, say our goodbyes and express the hope of chatting or interacting again, right?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening once again. This was Mandagusis and...
me, Wadism.
And as for now, I hope you'll have a wonderful day and goodbye.